1,500-pound class. And here we go with Brad Shively.
Brad Shively out of Millmont, Pennsylvania, fourth for the Grand National Circuit. On his way, Chevrolet 468. And he comes just shy of a full pull. John, a full pull at session number 2, 234 feet. Brad Shively coming onto the gate. Excellent run for the Millmont, Pennsylvania puller. 468 cubic inch Chevrolet, and you can always count on Brad to be right there at the end.
And if the tractor pull officials are happy with the setting of the sled, that's a great way to start the class. That's a great pull for Brad Shively. Here it is on replay.
They light the tires up pretty fast, John. They don't waste much time. The drivers, of course, ran on session number 1. They know how to balance their tractors. And you can see just before we started this session number 2 event, they reworked the track just a little bit. They felt it was hard, and they wanted to loosen it up a little bit. Now, Brad Shively, being the number 1 puller in this class, has the option of either taking that distance or dropping 6 positions, and we should get word here from track officials in just a moment as he takes off his jacket.
But I would feel like that would be a pretty safe pull. Of course, you do have a lot of veteran pullers in this class, and we saw a very exciting finish in the 1,500-pound class in session 1.
Well, he has to make a decision now on whether he thinks he can come back 6 places later on and better this distance out here right now. 221 feet, 8.9 inches. 221 feet, 8.9 inches for Brad Shively, being the first puller here in the class.
And to the best of our knowledge, it looks like Brad Shively is going to take that pull, and so we move on to Larry Coupe-Shaw from Wauseon, Ohio.
Larry's running a 500 cubic inch Keith Black Hemi. They call it the big KB engine. He finished 3rd in session number 1 of the 1,550-pound class. But in this session, we've added 200 pounds more weight to the tractors. Here he comes off the line. He lights them up right away. The front end may be a little heavy. Now it's starting to lift. Right down the center. He walks to that back side. It's starting to move. A pull for Larry Coupe-Shaw. A wild ride for the Buckeye puller.
And the front end never did really get very high off of the track, but he did get it off the ground around the 100-foot mark and kept it up and really got the tires dug in and had a lot of tire speed built up on that run.
Oh, just excellent for Larry. The Coupe Special, and he's...
Here comes on the replay, and we'll see the tires are down early in the run, and then right around the 100-foot mark, here they come up off the ground and never did get very high.
He didn't lift as much as Brad Shively's tractor did, and he had to have been working the brakes hard. You can see the angled for the corner, John. A good run for Coupe-Shaw. He'll take the lead now with a full pull, and he took it way past the 234-foot mark, which is a full pull for session 2 and for the entire show.
So Larry Coupe-Shaw has set the pace early with a full pull, and now here comes Dennis Horst from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, defending champion.
Well, he won both of the mini rod classes of the 1985 Indy Super Pull, John, and he finished this year number 5 also on the Grand National Pulling Circuit. Denny Horst with Chevrolet, 468 horsepower. The Red Fox. Well, you wouldn't change a whole lot, John, if you were to rerun. He had it properly weighted. He drifted to the left slightly, but a good straight run. Excellent. He's going to come up a couple feet short of a full pull. The Red Fox, I'll tell you, the combination of Denny Horst and Brad Shively, these Pennsylvania pullers always put on a good show and are right there at the end, but...
And we'll see it come up on replay. He got the front end up a little bit higher, right there around the 150-foot mark. He had it rocked up there nice and high and had the weight back.
Well, Denny's tractor and Brad's tractor are similar built tractors, and it'll start to lift here. Here it comes as he drifts to the left ever so slightly.
And the pull is good for 225 feet and 6/10 of an inch, 225 and 6/10. That'll put him in second place at this point. Next up then is Lois Refsaugie, correct?
Lois Refsaugie, that's right, unusual name, from Waterloo, Iowa. She will be pulling first, and she'll be followed right behind her by her husband. Now, they have a very successful painting business. They paint many of the lines on the super highways around the country, John, and so if you've been up and down the interstate highway, they might have painted the yellow and the white lines.
She's got
They've also been championship mini pullers, running a 526 kV heavy. This is a pretty lady. They're screaming the motor. Oh, Saint and Sinner, we've got a tie for the lead. Oh, boy. And that brings the ladies to their feet here in the State Fair Coliseum.
And I don't know if we've changed the order, but that's no lady. At any rate, it goes as a full pull. And we'll take a look at it on the replay. It was a good, strong run. A lot of tire speed early. Here it is. He's away from the starting gate. And had the tire speed built up well. It's Dick Refsaugie. That's her husband. So we received no word of that switch in the order of pulling.
I will be in trouble with a particular home in Waterloo, Iowa, I'm sure. We did not receive word here at trackside. And once the helmet is on, you can't tell. You really can't on a starting line.
And so 2 full pulls so far in the class. Larry Coupe-Shaw and Dick Refsaugie.
So Dick Refsaugie will run back to back. And Lois nowhere in sight.
So Dick Refsaugie is going to go back to back, as you mentioned, Dave, and we'll see if he can copy the feat he did a moment ago.
Lois will never forgive me. Certainly, the bodies do not compare in any way, shape, or form. From Waterloo, Iowa, Pro Track chassis, another 526 kV heavy. They'll crank this motor nearly 9,000 RPM. He has made already one perfect run, going from back-to-back full pole. He's light on the front, but he's still trying. It's going to be a matter of inches.
A very close pull. He got the front end well up in the air as he passed the 150-foot mark and drifted a little bit to the left of the track.
John, as he takes his helmet off, he knows that he ran light on the front on this second run.
And we'll see it as he crosses that 150-foot mark.
Well, most of the time they'll have no mercy on their engines. They crank them pretty hard, and these KBs make a lot of power. You can see he was pumping the brakes out there.
And he did get the full pull. Couldn't have been by too much, but Dick Refsaugie with back-to-back full pulls, and now that gives us 3 who will be involved in the pull-off. Larry Coupe-Shaw and Dick Refsaugie with 2 tractors. And the pressure is on for Glenn Gunther of Pine Bluff, Arkansas.
John, those folks that may be watching this to the back, the small tires in the front, you're talking about the similar type of engines that would run in the big modifieds. 15 to 1600 alcohol supercharged engine in this 1,750-pound chassis. That's including the weight of the driver. So you're talking about an action-packed piece of equipment out there, and these guys give it all they got, straddling the transmission, and it's a wild ride. Glenn Gunther out of Pine Bluff, Arkansas, with the Precision Engineering chassis, a 588 Rodex. He's got the power. He could make a full pull. He keeps it in a straight line. He's due now. Oh, he has busted it. He has turned sideways. The left front tire has broken. Evidently, something in the drive line has let loose, or the rear end. Our first major accident of the evening.
He slammed it down pretty hard. He got the front end to rise after he passed the 100-foot mark, and then it came back down, back up, and then came down hard. As you said, Dave, something let go in the engine.
Let's see if...
We'll watch it here on the replay. Here he's away from the starting gate, and as he passes the 100-foot mark, he gets it up in the air. Starts up here, up again, and then it's going to slam down hard. There it is. You can see that left front tire.
Evidently, drive line, rear end let loose because it came down pretty hard there. You're talking about a tremendous strain. He'll come in at 165, 11.5, 165 feet, 11.5 inches. Tough break for Glenn Gunther from Arkansas.
Greer Hamilton's the last puller in the class.
Well, to make it a four-way pull-off, he's got to have a full pull. Last night's winner in the first session, the 1,550-pound class, 2,500 miles from Lancaster, California, which is just a little northeast of Los Angeles area, near Edwards Air Force Base. First year in pulling in 1985. He was a Grand National champion in the 1,550-pound class. He was the runner-up in this class, the 1,750-pound. Incidentally, the word on Glenn Gunther, he had broke the ring and pinion in his tractor, the buller from Pine Bluff, Arkansas. So here goes Greer Hamilton. He'll turn it loose. He is really cranking it. The tires are turning it over 130 miles an hour. Left-hand side of the track. Oh, my word. He is throwing dirt. He threw dirt right here in our announcer stand. A tough break. He's upset. Bad job of driving probably is what he'll say on his part. He's very upset with himself because he wanted to make it 2 wins here, and he's disgusted.
And you can see it there as he hops off of the tractor. That was a tough break. He got over to the left side of the track and really had to get on that right brake and get off of the throttle. And
the right front tire looks bent. The right front wheel is bent, so he has done damage to his. He had another beautiful pull going just like last night, but this time he was over on the left-hand side of the track. Here comes the replay now. He gets off to a good start. These minis really crank him hard to the line. They put the throttle, the pedal to the metal down pretty quick. Now he starts drifting to the left. He keeps drifting to the left. The tires are cranked to the right, and he has to let it down. He had run out of braking. He brought the front end down. That's when it bent the right front wheel. And he won't make it 2 in a row, John. We'll only have a 3-way pull-off going into the final round of competition here in the 1,750-pound. Disappointed face of Greer Hamilton. 207 feet and 6/10 of an inch.
the track is set and we're ready for the pull-off, and Larry Coupe-Shaw is going to lead it off.
It'll be Coupe-Shaw and both of Refsaugie's tractors in here. The Saint Center 1 and Saint Center number 2. Larry Coupe-Shaw will come up first. He's backed up to the sled. The Wauseon, Ohio puller. They have now added some more weight to the sled. They may have had put the box in a little higher gear as well. So we may be able to see the weight box move up the rails a little bit quicker. This is the time that it gets exciting, John, when we go into a pull-off. The second round of competition. We've already had the first round, and out of the 7 tractors, 3 made full pulls of 234 feet or better. Now, they'll have no mercy on the engines this time. They want to win the Indy Super Bowl 1986, the 13th annual, and to win it here with the field we've had would be a feather in anybody's cap. The Coupe Special from northwestern Ohio, Larry Coupe-Shaw leads the line. You can see, John, the weight box was all the way to the front of the weight transfer machine. They put the maximum amount of weight on him out there. Excellent job of driving, because once that front end comes up off the track, you lose your steering, and you have to work the brakes doubly hard.
And that pull's going to be near 200 feet. Here comes the replay. He never did. It seemed like he was a little heavy on the front end, never really did get it up very high.
He was fighting it.
Drifted a little bit to his right on the track, and very close to 200 feet, as we mentioned. Here it is. It's a 197, 3.7. 197, 3.7, and so Dick Refsaugie has 2 chances to beat that one.
And now this would be the time that Lois would like to be here. Her husband, Dick Refsaugie, coming up next.
Dick Refsaugie is getting set for the first of his 2 tries.
Well, Dick Refsaugie, and I followed him in all of 1985 and 84. We saw him up in Montreal back in 84. I was with Dick down in New Orleans on Bourbon Street. And if he's as wild on the tractor here tonight, John, as he was on Bourbon Street, he's gonna win this pull. Now, they did not have a particularly good 1985. They had a lot of breakage. But you can always count on Refsaugie to bend the throttle out there. He leaves the line, screaming the motor. The butterflies on the supercharger open up. 197 the distance to meet. Something came off the bottom of the engine. It looks like one of the hoses, one of the blow-by hoses, fell off the bottom. Didn't hurt anything. They're going to be a little short, though, of the lead.
It looked like he was kind of fighting that one all the way, and he's headed back for his other tractor. And maybe what's going through his mind is, okay, that one's over. Let's get back and do another one.
And this is the nice position to be in when you have two tractors in a pull-off.
Here it is on replay, and I don't know if we'll be able to see that hose fall off from this angle, but from our angle here at the announcer's table, we could see it. And you can see something coming out. Is that steam, water coming out of the bottom of the engine?
That's just blow-by from the engine. And you'll notice that these minis really twist and bend their frame out there, and this is one of the characteristics of them. You get a lot of flex in the frame. He might have been just a little heavy on the nose. He might have wanted to move 25 or 30 pounds back.
A 191 and 2.4 inches, but Dick Refsaugie will be right back with another try. And they're wheeling Dick Refsaugie back into position to get hooked to the sled. And I expect he's kind of put that pull out of his mind, and he's going to go all for nothing on this one.
No question about it, John. He'll let this one all hang out as well. They not only run the mini rods, but one of the few pullers that runs a different division as well. They run a big tractor with 4 of these KB engines in a 7 to 9,000 and 12,000 pound modified tractor. So they've had a lot of experience on modified engine-powered tractors. You'll notice they have the starter up there on the supercharger that cranks over the engine, and that's how they fire them up with a battery cart. So the distance to beat, 197, 3.7. This is on the mark right here. Oh, a wheel has come off. Look out. Let's get out of the way. The wheel is rolling right down the track. Be careful. It's going to hit the wall. And that's a very dangerous thing that just happened. Luckily, nobody was hurt. He is shaken. He is shaken visibly out on the track. Now, John, we've seen wheels come off from time to time. We're going to keep rolling right here at trackside. We've seen wheels come off before, but I don't remember one rolling quite that far. Luckily, it stayed in a straight pattern, and it hit the wall at the end. Nobody was hurt, but, John, I was out of my seat. I don't know about you.
I had it moved back and ready to bail out if we had to. But that indeed is a